The government has unveiled a stunning increase in old age security in Canada pension plan benefits, potentially putting up to $13 a month into the pockets of millions of retirees.
Have you heard this before? If you wait until age 70 to take your OAS, you'll get 36% more every single month. Sounds amazing, right? But is it actually worth it to wait 5 whole years and give up all those payments in the meantime? This guide is for anyone in Canada who's trying to decide if delaying OAS is a smart move or a costly mistake. We'll break everything down in a simple way. You'll walk away knowing how OAS works, what you'd gain or lose by delaying it, and what kind of decision might be best for your situation. Chapter 1. What is OAS? Old Age Security, or OAS, is a government pension for Canadians aged 65 and older. If you've lived in Canada for at least 10 years since turning 18, you may qualify for a partial pension. And if you've lived here for 40 years or more after age 18, you can receive the full pension amount. OAS is not based on how much money you made during your life. It's not like CPP. Instead, it's more of a thank you from the government for spending your adult years in Canada. As of the April to June 2025 quarter, if your income is below the clawback threshold, you could receive up to 727 Canadian dollars and 67 cents per month if you're between 65 and 74. If you're 75 or older, the maximum monthly payment goes up to 800 Canadian dollars and 44 cents. Chapter 2. When to start. Now, you can choose to start receiving OAS at age 65. But if you delay, the government gives you a little reward for your patience, a 0.6% increase for each month you wait. That adds up to 7.2% more per year. If you delay for the full 5 years until age 70, you'll get 36% more per month for life. But you don't get any extra after the age of 70. If you wait too long and miss the deadline, you may even lose those payments completely. So, it's a bit of a ticking clock. Chapter 3. What delaying looks like in real life. Let's say you qualify for a full pension and would get 1,000 Canadian dollars per month at age 65. If you delay until age 70, your monthly payment goes up to 1,360 Canadian dollars. Sounds great, right? But during those 5 years, you would have missed out on 60,000 Canadian dollars total in payments. So, when does delaying actually start to pay off? That depends on how long you live. If you live well into your 80s or beyond, you could make back what you missed, and even more because of the higher monthly payment. But after 70 also, you have a small increase. Chapter 4. The bonus boost at 75. When you turn 75, the government automatically increases your OAS by 10%. If you delay your payments, this 10% gets added to the higher amount you're already receiving. For example, if you start at age 70 and get 940 Canadian dollars per month, once you hit 75, that jumps to about $1,034 per month. So the longer you delay up to 70, the bigger your 10% boost becomes later on, but somehow it comes, right? Chapter 5. So, is it worth delaying OAS? There's no one-size-fits-all answer here. Delaying OAS has some serious benefits, but also a few important risks. On the plus side, delaying gives you a 36% higher monthly payment for life. That's a big deal if you expect to live a long life. If you live well into your 80s or 90s, the higher payment could give you more security and a bigger total payout. Plus, the extra 10% boost at age 75 makes the deal even sweeter. And in some cases, delaying might help with tax planning, especially if you're taking out money from an RRSP in your 60s and want to keep your income lower for now. But there are downsides too. The biggest one is lost income. If you skip 5 years of payments, that's a lot of money left on the table, maybe 60,000 Canadian dollars or more. If you don't live long enough to make that money back through the higher payments, you could come out behind. Also, not having OAS for 5 years means you'll need other income or savings to get by. And if your total income goes up a lot once you start OAS at 70, you might get hit by the OAS clawback, a rule where the government starts taking back some of your pension if your income is too high. For 2025, the clawback starts when your income hits 93,454 Canadian dollars, and it fully cuts off at around 157,490 Canadian dollars. Chapter 6. What should you do? If you're healthy, have a family history of long life, and don't urgently need the money at 65, delaying OAS could be a smart long-term move. You'll get more each month, enjoy a bigger boost at 75, and could end up with more total income in your lifetime. But if you're worried about your health, or if you need the money right away to cover basic living costs, then starting at 65 might make more sense. It all comes down to your personal situation. So choose wisely, because choosing when to start OAS is a big decision. Delaying your OAS from age 65 to 70 boosts your payments by 0.6% for each month you wait, up to a maximum of 36%. That means if you don't need the cash right away and expect to live longer, waiting can significantly increase your lifelong OAS income. There are clear upsides to waiting, especially if you're in good health and can cover your expenses in the meantime. But there are real downsides too, especially if you don't live long enough to enjoy the extra payments or fall into the clawback zone later. Whatever you decide, make sure you talk it over with a licensed financial advisor or visit the official Government of Canada website to get the latest numbers and rules. This video is for informational purposes only. Always consult a licensed financial advisor or visit canada.ca for the most accurate and current information. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed about the money decisions that matter most to you and your family.